Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Great, beautiful, blessed Monday, the 11th of May. Wow, this month is flying. Um, yes, welcome to Lupus Awareness Month and day 11, and it's on my regular proper podcast. So you're going to find all these Monday episodes on my non-visual platforms. They're going to be on you know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the mini-sodes will only be on YouTube to live forever and ever on there, and Instagram. But if you're seeing me, please let me know. I should be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm on Tickety Talkety because I'm on myself. What up, Tickety Talkety? Yes. Oh, and if you don't know me at all, if you've never seen me, my name is Tenille. I help guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life after diagnosis or major life disruption. Today, actually, I just want to say, if you celebrate, if you observe, happy Mother's Day, belated style. I understand that, last Mother's Day isn't good for everyone. Like some people are celebrating it with joy and some people are celebrating with sadness. Sometimes it's people who've passed or are, in transitioning, or, you are sick in a hospital bed and cannot be with your children. So I understand that it's a interesting time for people. Every holiday is not welcome the same by everyone. However, if you are a mother to be, someone who's always longed to be a mother figure, a caregiver, we celebrate you. We celebrate all of you. And your worthiness is not decided by how many children you have, or if you have any children, if you want or don't want children, or if you can be there in whatever capacity you want to, or, it's a day, it's a celebration. So everyone celebrates St. Patrick's Day, even though they're not Irish. So we can all celebrate Mother's Day, whether or not you are a mother. Okay. So because we had Mother's Day yesterday, I do want to talk about growing through life, like unexpected life changes that could happen as a child or as an adult, a grown woman or man, obviously, because as we found out over and over again, the men do have the lupus. So let me see what my notes have to say. So Mother's Day, I said that. So for those living with chronic illness, any holiday, like holidays don't matter, because I've spent a few Christmas Eves in hospitals. And lupus is not checking in with you what the calendar says. So I acknowledge that people in hospitals, I always lived in the same state as the hospital I used to go to. I used to bring them stuff on the holidays, because no one wants to be in the hospital on a holiday or even be sick on a holiday. Hey, Sonia from Strong Island, if you're being here, yeah, follow Sonia's lead and chime in, say where you are tuning in from. I'd love to know. I'm nosy. So lupus can develop in children and teens. So common ages that it would that they've seen lately are between like 12 and 15 years old. But I've heard younger. The thing is that it's so hard to diagnose the people who don't understand their own body or can't tell you what's going on, that it could probably be younger. But the average age right now of childhood lupus is from 12 to 15, which is insane. What was I doing when I was 12? Nothing. I was like waiting for my period to start or something. Like 12 years old is traumatic, and then also getting diagnosed with the chronic illness is diabolical. So childhood onset lupus is usually more aggressive than adult lupus, and that's why they can diagnose it, because like I said, they don't have the language to, most of the time, to explain what's going on with them. So the symptoms can include extreme fatigue, joint pain, butterfly rash, kidney issues, fevers, hair loss, and brain fog, which is also, the adult lupus situation. Thank you guys for the likes on TikTok. Thank you. It's just that it's alarming when a child is doing that, because that's like they're fresh and new. They're just getting all their hair. They're just getting, their skin is perfect, So when all this stuff starts to happen, it's alarming to see. So children with lupus also, because chronically ill people have a really high instance of depression and just mental issues from all of the physical issues. The children are at really high risk for having those things like depression and like those mental issues that are like completely unseen, because they are already trying to figure out their lives. They're little people, so they can look okay while being extremely sick, just like us adults. It's more alarming because they don't know to look for certain signs yet, So growing up and having the regular trials and tribulations of a teen, preteen in life, and then also having lupus stuff on top of it is really, really hard. So if you know any kids that are in the process of being diagnosed or are diagnosed with lupus as a preteen, teen, young ages, really look out for them, okay? They need extra love and care. They need extra reassurance. They need extra guidance, because just remember when you were a kid, like everything is so scary and new, and you think it's supposed to be one way because you saw it on TV show one time and your parents said it's supposed to be like this, and you're trying to figure out your own way and you think you know everything. So please give them some extra grace, okay? Now let's talk about motherhood and lupus, because that's one of the first things that they kind of told me. Is like, oh, you can't have your kids because you need to stay on this medication, and this medication will kill a baby. Like if you try to get pregnant on this, it's dangerous. And wow, that sentence. Nobody clipped that sentence. That was a horrible sentence. Yes, this medication would definitely injure or complicate whatever. And if you, according to them, if you get pregnant at any age while you have lupus diagnosis, it's a high-risk pregnancy and you need to be with a specialist. So every doctor's appointment, they're always like, are you planning to have kids? Or like, do you want to try? And if you are sexually active, like, are you taking precautions? Please take every kind of birth control and use every kind of protection, because they're in fear for your life. Because but people, childbirth is such a polarizing topic anyways. Like, people do not make it out of childbirth every day, and there's nothing wrong with them. Like, childbirth is very dangerous in general. So I implore you to not let the doctor get into your head and realize that what's meant to be, it will be. And if a baby is meant to be here, it will be here, okay? Hey guys on Instagram, where are you tuning in from? Hi, Castellina. I see you in a couple of days. It's crazy. I'm so sorry. Anybody, headphone users, RIP. I apologize. I screamed. I got excited. So mothers, managing flare-ups while you have someone to take care of, or you caregivers. Ooh, let me tell you, I've never birthed anything. I've never been even a little bit pregnant. However, I have been caregiving for my grandmother for years now, and I once had shingles. Okay, I had shingles so bad on my face, and I was so exhausted. I could not do anything for myself. Literally, my friend sent me groceries because I was so down and out, and the only strength that I had was to get up, do something for grandma, and go back to my bed. I was horizontal most of the time, except I'm gonna get up and give grandma tea. I'm gonna get up and give grandma food, and it was really, really hard. So I acknowledge and cheer for any mother who has that going on or caregiver who has that going on. So with that though comes, I know, because kids have a lot going on. There's like lessons and there's like, they need to be eating the most nutritious, and you want to take care of your children more and better than you take care of yourself, for the most part. So there's a lot of mom guilt that comes with that. Mom guilt is unescapable, it looks like, because no matter what you do, somebody's gonna be like, you're not doing it right. You should be doing it right. Which is not right, because every kid is different. Every circumstance is different. You don't know what you don't know. Mind your business and help where you can. I would suggest, just like for a new mother, a sick mother, I would suggest pick up with your friend group a little meal train, maybe a little like check in, see if they need anything when you're in the area. Ask if they want you to take the kid somewhere or do something for them or take them to a lesson, like something. Be nice, be kind to a mother that you know or a caregiver that you know with chronic illness. It is not easy. Okay, mothering is not easy, anyways. Then doing it sick is crazy. So, however, I really think something that people don't really talk about is the resilience that you are showing your children by still taking care of them, still taking care of yourself, and communicating with them what's going on. If you just soldier through and say nothing and your kids don't know what's going on, they're going to be scared for you. It's in a kid's nature, for the most part, is extreme empathy. So they're gonna be like, oh, mommy's hurting and I gotta do something for her, and I feel bad, she's taking care of me. Communicate with your children. This is what I have. This is what's going on. This is how you can help mommy if you're good in doing this. I can't do this because of this. Like, make goals for yourself. When I feel better, we're doing this, this, and this. Keep them in the know, because they will be so confused as to what's going on and scared for you. So modeling that resistance for children is resilience for children is really, really important and amazing. Also for them to know your health status going on, because like in the family, there's more than one person usually that has the chronic illness. It's not generally, only this person has lupus and then like 500 generations go by and you find out. Like, it's generally great aunt, like cousin, brother, sister, like it's gonna be in the family. So for them to understand what's going on, like, is imperative. Now, motherhood through lupus is gonna require redefining strength and what it looks like to be a great mom most of the time, because what the average person who's never dealt with chronic illness thinks you need to do, you need to cut, oh my gosh, you need to cut the grapes in half. You need to have a bento box with your child's name embroidered in it. You have a backpack that looks like this. Like, when I was a kid, I remember very distinctly sitting at the lunch table. I'm gonna holler at Heather McBroom. I don't know what your last name is now, but I remember sitting across from me with the lunchroom table in elementary school and seeing that your grapes were cut in half. And I thought to myself, wow, her mom really loves her. Her grapes are cut in half. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. But those type of things that go on in little kids' heads, and who knows, like adults competing to be the number one-est mothers. Sometimes strength, sometimes looks like setting boundaries, resting, asking for help, asking for support. Sometimes being the best mom is really knowing where you need to be helped and fill in the blanks with. Like, not trying to do everything all at once and burning yourself out and hurting yourself and having it that you're going to be down and out for longer than you need to be. It's knowing your body and knowing that people are depending on you to feel good. So do your very best to be gentle with yourself and not be short with your kids either. And, let it be you being the best parent you can be in your own capacity, not comparing yourself to anyone else. Comparison is a losing game, okay? Comparison is the thief of joy. So, now, advocacy. Now, I have seen on this show specifically so many people who have been hiding their illness for so long. I was actually pretty shocked at how many people didn't ever talk about their illness. People who were close to them who had no idea that it existed, or that like they were as bad as they were, they needed a new kidney, or any of the things. Like, I was shocked. So advocacy in your own everyday life. I think there's not only in chronic illness, but in everything. In like, people know I am a Christian. I am a musician. I am a vegan. And they only know that because of the way that I live my life. Like, if you just met me and I didn't explicitly say to you, this is what I am, you could go to my social media and see. You could watch me interact with human beings. You could, see what I'm reading, see what I'm doing. So yes. Oh, yes, Sonia. Communication is so important. It's very important. Yes. So advocacy doesn't have to be this huge, loud, crazy thing. You don't need to pick it anywhere or go to any, put a billboard in your town. Advocacy starts at home. Advocacy starts with your localized community, the schools that you go to drop off your kids, or the clubs that you're in, the people you interact with on a regular basis. If you have something like lupus or chronic illness going on, the people around you should be educated enough that they can share it with someone else. So that is a ripple in the ocean, right? Now, to go a little further and beyond that, sharing your story on the internet, like we're doing right now, is something that is super powerful, because there are people who watch the show that I have never met in real life, who I know that feel less alone because they are understanding that this is going on with a lot of people. There are people in other countries that I will never go to that have seen the show. The other day, I met somebody and they were like, "Oh, I listened to that podcast before." I was looking for me in their phone, and I was already in their phone. Like, I was already in their recent listens. So it's amazing to be able to impact people that you never actually meet. And keeping in mind that spreading a false narrative, or like promising people rainbows and butterflies, is wrong. It's just wrong. Like, I understand. I love to be positive. I love to look at the most positive points of view in every situation. I am not okay with people be like, well, if you just do coffee enemas, then you'll be completely cured. And like, that's crazy. That's insane. Don't do that. Yeah, yes, Sonia. Comparison is the assassination of one's hopes and dreams. Or I like to say, comparison is the assassination of I'm reading your finger, of assassination of every destination. Because that's literally what it is. Wow, I hope you can't hear what's going on in my house. There's a lot of things. Anyways, so supporting other warriors. So if you decide that sharing your story is a little too much and it scares you, then just sharing people's posts, sharing people's events. I can't attend every event. This month has been insanely busy, and it's the 11th day, and I have turned down so many things, and I'm traveling tomorrow to go out of state to do an event. So I can't be at everyone's thing, but I will be supporting everyone's things. Like, tag me, send me something that you want me to share. I will share it. Like, if it's going to further the cause, if it's going to showcase people that I believe in, absolutely. Sonia's on here commenting up a storm, and she has a podcast every Wednesday. She has a masterclass coming up, I believe, question mark. She's a very dedicated person to her craft, and she will speak into your soul about grieving and how to handle the loss of a parent or a loved one. with grace and with like dignity to yourself, and like respecting and honoring the people who you lost without losing yourself. And it's beautiful to see. And I've been watching her growth for a long time, and it's gorgeous. So like a lot of people that are on my in my comments, around in my stuff, they're people I also support in all the things that they do because I believe in them. So doing that for someone is advocacy. Doing like knowing something that's specific to your illness, like levels of labs or things to look out for this type of thing. June 3rd is her masterclass. June 3rd. Thank you, Sonia. Her information will be around. She's Sonia Simone Dungy. If you see her, or I think Always Destined for Greatness on Instagram. She's on there. But knowing things that you can share, even if it's just a one-on-one conversation, is just as impactful to that one person as being on a podcast or on a stage. Because even if you're talking from a stage or on a podcast, you might literally be impacting only one person, and that's amazing, okay? Do not underestimate the impact that you have when you do things outwardly and share with people. So things that I've been doing lately have been going to events, fitness events specifically, because summer's coming up and everybody wants to get their body, right? I have a lot of fitness goals. I had a vegan bodybuilder here at the beginning of last month, and it really stuck in my brain. Like, you could be doing way better than this. You could really look like someone that people want to listen to. Because let's face it, I'm not gonna lie here. This is my honest truth, is like when people see hot people or fit people or like attractive people, they're more apt to listen what you have to say. Like, they are more apt to be like, oh, they know what they're talking about. Even though in the nutrition world, when I was getting my degree, my professors, like 80% of them were chubby. They were not like super fit people. They were not like, you wouldn't look at them and be like, oh, they have degrees in nutrition. However, they still got that degree and they still taught those classes, and we still, passed our state exams and that kind of stuff. So I guess it works either way. I just want to give myself the best chances at people understanding what I'm saying is legit. So the way that I carry myself, the kindness that I show to people, the way that I make people feel is advocacy. So if I never podcasted a day in my life, it's still advocacy. So many writings. There's so many things. I'll read these at the end. Who's this? Okay. So yeah, just that is your advocacy journey, and that is fine. That's wonderful. Now, chronic illness in general, y'all, teaches flexibility in a way that a lot of people do not understand, because they don't see you going through hard times, physically, mentally, emotionally, but you know that you were maybe down to your last brain cell. The brain fog was so thick you couldn't see. The pain was so bad you couldn't hear. Like, you were going through it, actively going through it, and fighting with health insurance or whatever on that day, and you still showed up with a smile. Chronic illness will do that to you. And like, people go through shorter spurts of challenges like that, right? And like, everyone goes through it. There's no way, like, even in the Bible, like, you will go through challenges. There's no way around it. It's going to happen. However, what you do during those challenges is your real character, is your real like self. And I did not understand that for a long time. I'm telling you, when I was sick at first, I was mean. I was so mean because I didn't understand like that no one else understood what I was going through. And I blamed them. I'm like, oh, they don't get it. And this is so hard. And like, there comes a point where you get to choose to love, to understand that no one else is going through this besides you. And the way that you show up is your real character. And I did not want my real character to be out there looking a bum mess, a mean, aggressive mess, okay? Because everyone is going to go through pain at some point. Everyone. Okay. Now, I think, look at my notes. Let me look at my notes. Okay. So I'm going to give, these are the rules. These are the rules and regulations. Okay. Flexibility over perfection. Mamas. Hello. No matter what, we're going to figure it out. It's just like the guy on the top of the car salesman thing, the like noodle guy. Be that guy. What is that called? I talk about it all the time. I have no idea what it's called. The noodle arms and leg guy. Do that. Rest without guilt. I'm gonna say that to every single one of us, sick or not. I see you. If you see me look, I'm giving you the eye because I know so many of y'all who do not rest, including myself. I'm talking to myself. Don't yell at me. Including myself, who do not rest without guilt, because there's always going to be something to do. Matter of fact, you're going to be dead and gone, and there will still be stuff that needs to be done. You need to take care of yourself, and then it will get done eventually. And if it doesn't get done, the world will not end. I'm pretty sure the sun will rise tomorrow, whether or not you get that thing done. Okay. Pivoting instead of panicking. So the way that you handle emergencies can make that emergency better or worse. So much better or worse. Now, I've never realized it. Like for years, I was like the panic girl, like, literally, like I might be sarcastic and be like, "Well, I'm dying. This is the worst." And yeah, but I know for a fact that when you panic, your brain does not pick up a lot of little things that could help you. If you are focusing on the thing that's making you panic instead of like solution-oriented brain waves, then you are going to miss a lot of things. And it's terrifying when looking back at things that like, wow, it was right in front of my face. I'm searching frantically for this thing. It was directly in front of my eye. That happens with problems when you panic. So that's another rule. Pivot instead of panic. Rebuilding identity beyond diagnosis. So right now, I can explain a lot better in my coaching that when people are diagnosed with something, a lot of the time they forget who they once were or who they are capable of being and focus on, I am so-and-so and I have this thing. Just like when someone gets a job and they identify with that job, you're like, I am Bob and I am a builder, you know? Like lupus will never be your identity. They will never put on your tombstone, here lies Becky Sue, she had lupus. All of the other things about you are your identity. So do not forget that. Make sure to rebuild whatever it is that you were before lupus. It might pivot. It might look a little different. It might sound a little different. It might be something bigger and better than you ever thought. Your identity is not your diagnosis. Period. So those are the laws, rules, practical tools. Flexibility over perfection, rest without guilt, pivoting instead of panicking, and rebuilding identity beyond diagnosis. Now, I like that. I like it that I left y'all with questions yesterday. If you were on my mini-sode, I left with questions. So, were you diagnosed as a child or as an adult? Questions. Put these in my comments. I'd love to know. Were you diagnosed with whatever you're diagnosed with as a child or an adult? If you have a chronic illness or lupus, if you have lupus, were you able to have kids? How did it affect your motherhood journey? And what does advocacy look like to you right now in your life? Yeah. So that is, ta-da, we're done. This was a lot, because motherhood and childhood are our entire lives. Like you grow up thinking, this is what my life's gonna look like, and it turns out completely different because a doctor told you something's going on with whatever. So my loopies, my chronic illness babes, my spoonies, we're going to make it. We are going to make it. And so much so, we're going to make it so much so that we're gonna come to my masterclass. Yes, we are. I have a masterclass on Wednesday, y'all. Get your behind in the seat. We need you. It is going to be incredible. I love talking about this topic. That's why I have a degree in nutrition, because I love to talk about the foods. I'm a 10-year vegan, and this class is called From Illness to Brilliance, How to Rebuild Your Health, in Energy, and Life Vegan Edition. And yeah, we are celebrating the fact that we get to change the way that we eat, the way that we live, the way that we treat ourselves, as the philosopher Tupac said. And I'm going to show you how. I have right now the vegan, Happily Healed Vegan Plate PDF. If you need that, hit me up. I'll send that to you. And we will go over strategies and why and how this all came to be. I would love to see you there. If you think you're registered, people always say that, oh, I was registered. Check with me. Find out, so then you're not missing the class. It gives you why the link is not in your email. I love y'all. Stay happily healed. Have a glorious Monday. Everyone's traveling this week to the event in Denver, Colorado. Be safe. I'll see you there. I'll see you there tomorrow. Love you. Bye.